Hello everyone, I'm Relentlessly. It'll never not amaze me when creators who believe that they're professionals and other individuals who believe in their absolute hatred for another person, that they believe that someone can't afford a certain artist simply because he has gotten a bunch of other artists. I find it very fascinating that these haters on the internet of the Rippaverse love to take so many L's that they become a walking L. And I'm going to show you what I mean in just a moment here. Of course, there are 8 more days to pre-order Norfolk of Glorious Death number 1. Currently sitting at 251,558 total sales and 5,864 total books sold. They did just recently add a Norfolk concept art book, so that's going to be absolutely coveted item, I'm sure. They did put up the definitive Ice on volume number 1, which does have that highly requested by the fans card binder for the Dokuman cards. With 15 days, this is only, I believe, a 20-day campaign, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly. Pretty sure it wasn't that long ago that this was put up. They do have multiple versions, a hardcover and a softcover, as well as that Dokuman card binder. There are only 670 in production, according to the listing, so get in where you fit in, of course. The Horseman number 2, 15 days to go at 98,287 total sales, 2,683 total books sold. Ripazine number 5 caused a lot of controversy for simply having a speedster character, an archetype. Holy crap, this thing had so much controversy for no real reason. At 44,906 total sales, 1,875 total books sold. And of course, that 7-inch ISOM figure is still available at 450 total figures sold, 31,444 in total sales. Now, this individual by the name Ace of Thorns says, I need new comic books every week to reinforce my identity as a comic book fan. It's better for me if the comics are crappy. I can insist it's beautiful art and speak down to others for not getting it. I need to show off ugly stuff every week so people know I'm on another level. It's, of course, a shot at Yanzi talking about late books, all that other nonsense. You had Shane come in, go get that Rippaverse, even though you try to seem like you're the greatest artist to ever hit the platform or to hit the indie scene, even though you're not. To me, the best indie artist at this current moment in time is Kane White. And I even stated that. I said 99% of Rippaverse books are better drawn than anything you've ever put out. The Saoirse short story drawn by Kane White alone trumps anything you have drawn. It's hilarious how these are the same guys that used to praise the Rippaverse, used to praise ISOM, and now all of a sudden, because they're getting outdone by a rookie in the indie comic industry, the single most important, I guess, black guy to their entire freaking content is doing better than them and outselling them constantly on a consistent basis, that they have to consistently try to crap all over somebody else's artwork, and they think they're the hottest shit on the planet with their narcissistic ways. But of course, you had this guy show up once again. I barely posted any posts all weekend. I was busy living my life and having an actual life and friends and social life because, of course, the internet's not a real place, Twitter's not a real place, but we will always be here to make fun of these clowns who always want to pop up out of nowhere, spewing their absolute bullshit. So, of course, he continues to use a name that I do not associate with. This isn't my name. It's a name made up by a bunch of fat, overweight, out-of-shape locals who thought they were going to do something to my YouTube career, which didn't really happen. You like slop. You've zero artistic taste and no standards. So, of course, Rippaverse would be something you would love. Not knowing that it ends up blowing up in his face because he ends up saying that Eric can't afford Bart Sears. It's going to blow up in his face. You and Eric July are pretty close to Brokeback Mountain territory. I'm sorry that you're gay, that you're a closeted homosexual, that you need to be in the closet constantly, but unfortunately for you, I like pussy, I enjoy titties in my face, and I like women. And so does Eric July. Eric July likes women. I'm sorry, he's married to a black woman, but unfortunately for you, your homoerotic fantasies that you like to spew onto other people never are going to come to fruition. All day, every day, is give him a Rippaverse virtual BJ every single day. No. What happens is, because I call out the lies and the bullshit that idiots like you tend to spread on a consistent basis, even though, like I just said, all weekend I didn't say anything about Eric July at all. I never mentioned pretty much anything. I was mostly making fun of PlayStation fanboys. You are the guy licking the boot constantly of Ethan and Shane. More than likely, you didn't buy their books. I bought Cyberfrog 2. I sold it. I bought Warts and All. I sold it when all this nonsense started happening. And I've sold books of Shane Davis like Inglorious Rex 1. And I have Inglorious Rex 1, I still have Inglorious Rex 2, and I have Starlight Cats. I've done a review of Starlight Cats on my channel. I don't know if you've ever done any of these things, like buy indie comics or actually reviewed indie comics, but the amount of bootlicking you do makes it seem like you do, and I'm pretty sure you don't because you haven't presented any evidence to the contrary, whereas I have many, many books of indie comics. I've done a video talking about you trying to come at me saying that when the Rippaverse goes away, that I would cease to exist, when I've literally been buying indie comics since, 2018 or 2019, whenever Earthworm Jim came back. And even far back as 2013, I bought the collaboration that they did with Sonic and Mega Man called Worlds Collide. So what are we saying here exactly? I simply say my favorite artists are Todd McFarlane and Alex Ross, and it's funny how you move the goalpost by claiming, oh, these are mainstream artists, of course you like them, you still have no taste. I guess you clearly don't know my taste in art, you low IQ brainlet. Hell, even Renzo Rodriguez is better than Shane to me at this point. Because of course, you think you're going to spew garbage and think I'm not going to get flack back to you. You say, as I've said, you really have no taste in mainstream artists. And I'm like, Renzo isn't mainstream, neither is Kentaro Mora, Joe Ball, Kanan White, Greg Horn, or Bjorn Barons. Of course, you have to move the goalposts as usual, especially after you got proven wrong about Eric not being able to hire Bart Sears. Claiming that I have no taste isn't a factual statement, as art is subjective. I enjoy many different art styles, not just one. I don't sit there and lick the boot constantly of Joe Bennett or Kanan White. Yes, Kanan White is very, very talented. His artwork continues to be absolutely awesome. I always repost Alex Ross's stuff because Ethan Van Sciver could never touch this ever. I don't care if it's painting. I don't care if it's drawing. He can never touch Alex Ross or Kentaro Mora ever. Kentaro Mora is not even alive, and his artistic style is still far superior to anything that Ethan could ever draw up. Because this is you right here, by the way. He couldn't afford Bart Sears' page rate, even though Bart Sears drew up the short story for Salvage and Ripazine #1. But yeah, he can't afford Bart Sears, apparently. I'm like, Eric July couldn't afford Bart Sears. Exhibit A, you are a literal walking L. It must be a fetish for you to take so many L's. Where he's literally drawing Salvage Lethal Force, literally right there, drawn by Bart Sears. But for some reason, you really thought that Eric can't afford literally any artist he feels like it. I think Alex Ross and Todd McFarlane are pretty much the artists he can't afford, or Jim Lee, because they charge so dang much, more than likely. Alex Ross doesn't even go to his own booths at Comic-Cons, and yet he still manages to sell things. Case in point, I bought a poster for Spawn 300 that was illustrated by Alex Ross for a 300th comic for Spawn, signed by both Alex Ross and Todd McFarlane, and it's PSA'd. So, what are we talking about exactly? You, of course, have to go, I've got good news for you. You can now own original artwork from a defunct project. Okay, what's your point? It's not a defunct project because he's continuing to work on Salvage PI, or Salvage Lethal Force, you fucking moron. Salvage PI was from the Ripazine, a short story of 16 pages. It's not a defunct project. He's literally doing Salvage Lethal Force, you fucking dumbass. These are pages from the Ripazine #1, you fucking moron. You are so dumb. You were really that dumb, and you had to be like, I'm glad Bart's getting work, actually. And I'm going to do it in real time. These are original pages from Ripazine #1, you dumbass. Take yet another L. The short story was called Salvage PI. Take yet another L. dumbass. Like, you're so bad, and you think you're gonna, like, sit there and serve W's and serve owns. Like, you're taking yet another L, bro. These are original art pages from Ripazine #1. This is how out of touch and how fucking stupid you are, and how much hate you have for a person that you do absolutely zero research into literally anything. You're trying so hard to find a W, and all you've been getting is L after L after L. And you're going to take yet another L because you don't even know these are original pages from the short story of Ripazine #1. And this is how I know you don't actually give a shit about comics. You don't actually give a crap about Bart Sears himself. All you care about is trying to serve owns to people, and all you're doing is serving yourself self-owns. Yet again. And this is from 16 hours ago where 4 people liked your tweet. Get off the internet, bro. You are literally a moron. How you manage to even use Twitter nowadays is so hilarious. I'm so glad I caught this too, because I get to show the world once again how much of a moron you actually are. Because you really thought that these were pages from Salvage Lethal Force when these are pages from Salvage PI, the short story in Ripazine #1. You absolute moron. Single-digit IQ behavior, as usual, from retards online. Thank you all for checking out this video. I really do appreciate all the new subscribers, returning subscribers, new viewers, and returning viewers. If you do like this video, smash the like button, comment below if you feel about it, subscribe for more content, hit the bell for notifications, set the bell to all. That way you'll get a notification anytime I post a video or go live on the channel. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.